What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Reformed Stoic here, back with another video. So today we're doing something different. We are doing what I look for in a woman. I just figured this will be probably an entertaining video, something that's not a bad idea to put out there. Honestly, guys, girls, in these times where everybody's like on social media and the internet, if you're some kind of an influencer, you got some sort of a reach, this is probably not a bad time to go ahead and kind of put your what you look for in a man or woman out there on your platform, because it's hard out there, guys. Dating is harder than ever. Girls, I'm out here trying to hash out like red pills and black pills and white pills. I'm kind of like your local pill dealer over here. Not really. We're trying to figure it out with relationships, and me, being the educated man that I am, I know that making a video like this is just another way to kind of put your little fish hook out there, and it can't hurt. So here we go. Number one, and we don't need to like put it in bullet points or anything. It's probably just going to be more of a flow of consciousness. But we'll start here. I like women who are interested in hobbies and activities that kind of revolve around being at home. It could be outside the home, you know, if you're really into gardening, if you're into tanning on the porch, if you're into fitness, and, you know, maybe we could have like a little home gym, get a little stair stepper, a little elliptical machine, few weights, maybe you're doing like a yoga DVD or something. You like doing yoga at home. And you know, that's also going to lead to, I like a girl who works out. Okay, I work out as well. That could be something that we do together. If you're a runner, we could go running together. That would be awesome. We could go to the park together and kind of do our own little workouts and what have you. A girl who's a gamer, that would be super cool. I don't want to judge female gamers because, you know, I watched my fair share of gaming channels. I've seen that girls like all kinds of different games. All kinds of people like these like newer games. And what I was about to say is like, it seems like women tend to be wrapped up in like, I don't know, PS5 and like modern computer games. I mean, hey, that's great. Whatever game, because the thing is, it's something at home. And I don't want to sound like possessive or clingy, but I'm just kind of a homebody. So I guess what I'm getting at is a girl who's more of a homebody. That would be awesome. You know, because sometimes people say opposites attract. I feel like that's not really the case these days. It's like if we have a lot of shared common interests, that's going to give us like a lot of things that we could do together. Spending time together, it's going to help us get along. It's going to make for a better relationship. I am a Roman Catholic man of God, and I'm kind of out here looking for the real deal. I'm looking for a girl who, like, I'm going to want to spend time with, who we can just kind of passively have fun and not have to overthink it. And, you know, I'm down to go out. You know, like I said, we could go to the park, work out, go for walks. A love for nature, but not overly loving nature. Like, not trying to like make me feel bad, because maybe every now and then I don't want to leave the house for a couple of days. Maybe you're the kind of girl who every now and then you don't like to leave the house for a couple of days too. So whatever your taste in games, that's fine. Hey, if you love RPGs, like my taste in games could kind of evolve or kind of even deepen. Like, I love Final Fantasy games. Maybe you love Final Fantasy. Maybe we could like share a save file, or we could like copy a save file and both play at the same time. We can get two TVs going. We can both be playing. You know, maybe we could both like listen to a podcast while we're playing games at the same time. I'm kind of a weird gamer. People who watch my stream have seen like every year or two, I'll be like, all right, let's like play an RPG. I watch the playthrough while I play because I'm not trying to get lost. Maybe that's lame. Maybe you're so good at RPGs, like you could sit there and tell me what to do. You could be like, okay, now you got to go here, now you got to go there. You could be my freaking playthrough. I could play an RPG that you already beat. That would be awesome. So, gamer women, I think that's great. Homebodies, but I'm not saying like I don't do anything. I do all kinds of stuff at home. So if you're into like gardening, I'll tell you what, and I just want to be very gentle here. There's a trend in modern women. You get offended if I ask if you can cook, because it's some like cottage trad, what's it called, like trad core. I'm a good cook. I like to cook. I'm a good cook. I cook for myself all the time. So when you're like, all I know how to cook is cereal and macaroni and cheese, I don't want you to think I'm like some chauvinist, hyper-traditional pig for saying, I'm not really impressed with that. Because that's another thing we can do at home. We could have flat-out barbecues. Maybe you make the mashed potatoes. Maybe I cook the steaks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't hurt if you could cook, if you did a little bit of cleaning. I don't mind cleaning. You know, somebody who's like willing to help out and participate, all right? I'm not going to be like beer guy on the couch, commanding you to do chores. It's just helping out around the house, cooking sometimes. Sometimes I cook. Teamwork. Teamwork is good. Knowing how to take care of yourself is good. Not being afraid of a little bit of cleaning. Not being afraid of a little cooking. And, you know, we could kind of push each other. Maybe I'd clean a little bit more than I usually clean. Maybe you'd clean a little bit more than you usually clean. Teamwork. Team effort. That's another thing, is that I am straight edge. Right now, I don't smoke weed. I don't drink. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't really do any of that stuff. I mean, honestly, like, if you smoked cigarettes, I guess, or if you smoked a little bit of weed, or you drank a little bit, it wouldn't be the end of the world for me. But I feel like it's just probably not ideal. I feel like if you're smoking cigarettes, I'd probably end up bumming some, and then I'd end up on cigarettes again. I'd probably prefer a girl who doesn't do drugs or drink or smoke. But if we have all this stuff in common and we click on all these different levels, it's not like it's a deal breaker. So let's see, what else? It would help if we have a similar interest in TV, in movies. If we just really don't click at all in TV and movies, that can kind of make it rough. But again, it's not the end of the world. I like nostalgic stuff. I tend to like 90s movies. I guess you could watch like my most rewatchable movies ever. I mean, maybe I don't even like movies that much. So if you're the kind of person who's like, yeah, I really don't watch that many movies. I don't like go to the theaters a lot. I'm not really signed up to like streaming services. I got streaming services now though. Girls, I got Hulu and Disney Plus and YouTube TV and HBO Max and Netflix. Like, we gonna be watching good over here. We're gonna have all kinds of options. My thing is that I spend a lot of time looking through the menu. Like, when I had a bunch of roommates in Boston, we'd turn on Netflix, and after 5 minutes of scrolling, oh, that looks good, let's watch that. Somebody else would say that. I'd be like, that kind of looks like it sucks. And I read the review, I pull it up on an IMDb, I'm like, nah, see, dude, this only got 2 stars. Like, we don't want to watch that. And then, like, an hour goes by, it's like, bro, you don't want to watch anything, dude. So, I'm pretty picky with what I watch. Hopefully, like, we can kind of, maybe you're, like, open, maybe you're down to watch some of my favorite movies. Maybe I'm down to watch some of your favorite movies. We'll probably click on some stuff. I don't want to act like I'm, like, impossible to impress with movies and television. I'm a little bit picky with it, but it's all good. And that leads to the next thing, is that you enjoy some alone time, okay? Like, I'm going to want to be doing my thing sometimes. I'm going to be wanting to focus in on my stream sometimes, doing my drum practice, which is a quick segue, is a lot of girls have these drummer guys crying, like, it's either me or the drum set. It's either me or the drum set. And I don't even always think it's because women can't stand the sound of drums. That's usually what it is. But sometimes you get jealous of the drum set. The guy's like, oh, I missed you, babe. It's like, are you hugging your drum set? It's like, no. It's like, oh, I miss you too, babe. It's like, oh, I was talking to my drum set. Like, girls get jealous of the drum set. A man drummer, we care about our drum sets. They're expensive, and they last for a long time, and they do us good. And you have no reason to be jealous of a drum set. I assure you, I have plenty of love for you and my drum set. I only practice, like, at most 2 hours a day. I can get you some super nice soundproof headphones. Maybe that's when you can go to the gym, or we can figure it out, you know? Maybe that's like you can work out, or maybe that's when you can be gardening. Ideally, we'd like to have like some level of nice enough home to where me playing the drums like isn't making you go deaf. Ultimately, I already want that from the cats. The cats seem to be fine though. They're usually napping when I come out of the studio, or they're by the door like waiting for food. So that's a little segue there, but you know, like you being okay with the fact that I want to disappear for like an hour and read, and you know, we can be in the same vicinity. It could even be to a point where like maybe I got my headphones on and I'm reading, and you're watching a TV show, or I got some lo-fi playing and I'm reading, and you got headphones on and you're doing something on the computer, and we're kind of just like noodling around doing our own thing, undisturbed. So you're okay with a little bit of alone time. You know, you like to read. You like to, maybe when you're gaming, like you kind of want to like be in your zone and do your game, or you like some alone time. I like some alone time. One of the things I do alone is play drums, and you can stand it. And hey, you know what? I used to have a girlfriend in 8th grade who just like sit there and watch me play drums. She'd watch my band rehearse and stuff. I was like, hey, that's great. You want to do that? I can always use like a cheerleader. Like, yeah, you're doing it. Good job. Do that thing again. That would be great. Okay, so what else? I like women who are nice. I like women who are nice. I have a feeling sometimes, like when I'm kind of like talking to a girl for the first time, she might just like flat out be kind of like a B word to me. You know what I'm saying? Like not very nice. And maybe every now and then it's like a test. You know, it's some sort of a test to see how I handle it or see how it rolls off the shoulder. Maybe some of these girls like me and they're hoping I'm gonna like let it roll off the shoulder and keep trying. But a lot of times that's it, girls. Okay, you're blowing it. I like girls who are nice to me. And it doesn't mean I need somebody who like never speaks up or I can walk all over. I think it's unattractive. It's very common for women to be like, I know I'm a bitch. Like, yeah, I am a bitch. It's like, that's not really what I'm about. Sometimes a girl can be very physically attractive. And, you know, the kind of girls who, like, burp really loud and not care about it and, like, make really lewd, crude jokes. Sometimes women like to overemphasize, like, I don't know. Like, you know, they talk about how they don't shave their armpits and they, like, just got out of the bathroom or something and they burp and then they're mean and they openly talk about sex stuff. A tip for all women out there, sometimes women like to bring up stuff from the bedroom from the past. Now, it probably goes without saying, I'm hoping your bedroom past isn't like overly extensive, okay? I'm not out here saying virgins only. I'm not a virgin. I have, you know, I'm reasonable with this stuff. I'm reasonable. But whatever your past is, I'm not really going to want you to like bring that up. That I think a lot of men have experienced that. Like girls will just kind of randomly bring up their sexual past in the bedroom, maybe trying to like get under a guy's skin. And that's all kind of back to the nature I'm talking about. I like women who are just like nice. A lot of times it comes from like maybe people weren't so nice to you. There was times when people aren't so nice to me. We can be good to each other. We can be good to people. I think the stereotype is that extremely good-looking women tend to not be so nice. And then like what women consider good-looking guys, you know, they're not nice guys. And it's like, those kind of stereotypes are toxic. Okay, you don't need to be like oogly googly flowers and noodles all the time. Just, I don't like the kind of women who are like, bleh, yeah, I'm a bitch. Bleh, I've never shaved my armpits. Bleh. Oh, this one time in college. Bleh. Like, that's just not really what I'm about. I like a girl with a little bit of class who carries herself in a certain manner. Now, a girl who's open-minded in terms of like, because, you know, probably what people are going to think about me is like, oh my gosh, you're looking for this cottagecore chick who's like barefoot in the kitchen, never leaves the house, uneducated, and has kids. It's like, well, maybe I don't live up to the perfect standard of like what a traditional man is. So I'm willing to kind of make a bargain, okay? It's like, Maybe there's some things about you that aren't especially trad. And if you want me to be cool about that, then maybe you need to be cool about me not living up to this perfect male archetype. Because that's a lot of the stereotype of what's going on today, ladies, is like all these women are feminist. Women are rolling their eyes and ghosting guys if they say anything about, like, do you cook? Something like that. Wanting you to not have a super high body count. But then, if I'm not, like, making crazy amounts of money, or I don't drive some super high status car, or I'm not some, like, archetype of, like, raw, perfect, the highest standard of masculinity. Okay, I don't want to be hearing that kind of stuff. A man would do this. A real man would do that. I think I am a real man. I think I bring a lot of manly stuff to the table. And I'm looking for a girl who brings a lot of womanly stuff to the table, okay? But I'm not perfect. You're not going to be perfect. So let's just kind of be, like, reasonable here, okay? It's not completely insane to consider that I could be in a relationship where a girl makes more money than me. It's not even insane to consider that I could be, like, homeschooling the kids and you could be bringing home some of the bacon, okay? Like, let's be real. Women are getting through college. You might be some girl listening to this who's, like, studying tech, and you like video games, and you're introverted, and, like, you, like, do programming from home, and you, like, make more money than me, okay? And I could, like, I'd be a great dad. I'd be a great father. I want a girl who wants to at least consider having children. I'm considering wanting children. You should be considering wanting children. And we both want what's best for the children. And in the modern world, you're nice and squeaky clean and agreeable, and you can hold down a job, and I could protect the children from the errors of public school, and we could save money on private schools. I would be an excellent homeschool teacher for kids. I'm a great babysitter. I would be a great father, and I'm not saying that's the way it has to be. I'm not saying I'm not willing to work. I'm not saying I'm never going to have an income. I'm not saying I don't have an income right now. But I'm saying a girl who's open-minded and isn't all about social expectations. I mean, this kind of just evolves into the point, like, I'm not really, like, a universally loved and liked and accepted guy. These PUA guys are always like, women like guys with social proof who can run the room and who everybody likes. Well, I've heard that women like, bad boys, guys who play by their own rules, and guys who are kind of like rebels, and it kind of seems like over time things have become more transparent. It's like, no, women actually like guys who do play by the rules and who agree with everything society says. Basically all that ever meant was that, like, they like guys who are good looking. So maybe a guy who's really tall and good looking and he's like, yeah, I just do what I want, which is watching the most popular Netflix show and listening to top 40s music and agreeing with everything that mainstream politicians say in the DNC party. So some people like me, some people don't. I feel like I'm a love it or hate it kind of guy. I'm definitely a rebel. I definitely play by my own rules. My own rules are God's rules. And that kind of leads to, I would like a girl who's a Christian, okay? If you're more Protestant, I mean, I feel like we should definitely go to church together. And it would definitely be Mass. So, yeah, maybe work on that. Maybe work on that. Maybe convert to Catholicism. But these are all things that can be discussed. Okay? If, like, yeah, just, I'm pretty sure you're going to have to be Christian. Okay? It's going to be pretty difficult. These things can be discussed. They can be talked about. I'm looking for a believer. I'm looking for a believer. So, we're almost 20 minutes here. I mean, yeah, people, maybe I'm not the poster child of a guy who should be making 40-minute videos about all my standards. But, a girl who enjoys working out, hanging out around the house, is like maybe a typical day. I'm down to go out. I'm down to go to dinner. I'm down to go for walks and go work out in the park. But, the kind of women who, like, have to go to the club all the time and trying to drag me to the club, trying to maybe bring me to like super social places where some guy might like go approach you and then I have to like try to do something about it, and you low-key like wanted that to happen to see how much of a man I am. That's the kind of stuff I'm kind of trying to avoid. I would probably not want you to be on social media, okay? Maybe you just have like an email address, or maybe you have like some really boring social media with like one picture and you're wearing like a freaking baggy like sweat shirt suit. It's so hard for like hot women to not look hot. It's like even if you have like baggy sweatpants and like a baggy oversized sweater, it's like I think I see some curves under all that sweater. But yeah, you know, a girl who's like not just gonna like flip out when you hear some of my expectations, because I'm not really gonna want you to be active on social media. Let's be real, girls. When you're posting your body, you're getting DMs, you're getting attention, you're getting guys hitting you up. That is more or less the same thing as me looking at porn. Me looking at porn is like you being on social media with your sexy pictures, okay? So that's just kind of what that is. Yeah, you know, gamer girls, Christian girls. If you're shy, hey, I can totally dig it. If you are shy and you need me to kind of like coax out your personality or whatever, that would be way more ideal than you being like a hyper social extroverted butterfly who always wants to be in large crowds. I'm always willing to consider, you know, because the idea that like there's this perfect girl who's going to fit every single standard I have, that might be difficult. So things can always be discussed, things can always be talked about. I like to laugh, I like to eat good food, I like to work out, I like to learn, I like to relax, I like to enjoy the simple things. I got 2 beautiful cats. You know, they're not going to be around forever, unfortunately. Moving forward, you know, it's like, hey, maybe we don't want pets. Maybe we want a dog next time. I got 2 beautiful cats right now, and they're going to be around for another 10 years, God willing. So that's what it is, girls. I'm just putting it out there. You know, my channel's got a little bit of a reach. It can't hurt. It can't hurt. Maybe the right set of big, beautiful eyes will see this video. And, you know, you can DM me on Instagram, Reform Stoic on Instagram, perennialstoic@gmail.com. Maybe hit me up in the comments. No pressure. Not expecting anything of this. But that's what I'm about. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.